We have heard of people playing football like their life depended on it. But imagine losing your life for failing on the big stage. Well, for Andres Escobar, it was no imagination but a harsh reality. A young promising life cut short at 27 just because of a small human error. Andres Escobar, the captain of the Colombia men's national football team, a widely respected player, a widely loved player, a player known as a quiet, serious, disciplined, courteous, and thoughtful human being, scored an own goal in Colombia's match against United States at the FIFA World Cup 1994. Colombia, under popular coach Francisco Maturana, were tipped as one of the favorites to lift the trophy after they managed to finish top of the qualifying group. During their impressive qualification, they thrashed Argentina 5-0, and Brazil legend Pele tipped them as a team to beat. In 26 fixtures before USA 94, La Tricolor had tasted defeat just once. However, while the promise on the pitch was plentiful, the socio-economic picture was bleak in Colombia. Notorious drug cartel kingpin Pablo Escobar had been murdered in December 1993, just before the national team would embark on its World Cup adventure in the United States. Escobar was also the owner of Atlético Nacional, Medellin's biggest club. Powered by Escobar's cash, Nacional won many trophies in 1989 with a team that featured Andres Escobar in defense. But when Pablo died, the city spun out of control. The boss was dead, so everyone became their own boss. Pablo had prohibited kidnappings, he ran the underworld with complete order. But with him gone, things got out of control. With anarchy behind them and their homeland in the grip of a catastrophic mess, the Colombian national team jetted off north to the United States. Upon landing in Michigan to begin their preparations for their first match against Romania, they started to feel immense pressure. It's difficult to stay focused, but I find motivation in the good things to come, said Andres Escobar, who had a transfer to Italian giants AC Milan lined up after the tournament. In their first match, they suffered a 3-1 defeat at the hands of Romania. It was the worst start for Colombia, and their bad performance drew venom from the angry supporters and out-of-pocket criminals back home. The mood in the camp took another nosedive when defender Luis Herrera, whose son had been kidnapped and then returned before the World Cup, experienced tragedy again when his brother was killed in a car crash shortly after the loss to Romania. By the time Colombia's second Group A match against host nation USA came around, the squad was frozen stiff with fear following continuous threats from home. Manager Maturana revealed during a team meeting that he had been warned that if Gabriel Gomez started against USA, the entire Colombian squad would be murdered. Gomez was an integral part of Maturana's team, however, he relented under the pressure and left him out of the 11 for Colombia's clash with USA. Still, everyone expected Colombia to win easily, with midfielder Leonel Alvarez even saying, "We have played hundreds of friendlies against USA and won them all." But this was the match when the fateful incident took place, which would set Escobar on the path which would ultimately lead to his death. In the 35th minute, US midfielder John Hughes crossed the ball across goal and Escobar dived to intercept the pass. But he got it all wrong as he ended up deflecting the ball into his own net, and the result was a goal for the Americans. Colombia tried to make a comeback, but USA won the game 2-1, and Escobar was not the most popular man in the country. While one could understand the frustration of the fans, nobody thought that murder would come into play. Life doesn't end here. We have to go on. Life cannot end here. No matter how difficult, we must stand back up. We only have two options. Either allow anger to paralyze us and the violence continues, or we overcome and try our best to help others. It's our choice. Let us please maintain respect. My warmest regards to everyone. It's been a most amazing and rare experience. We'll see each other again soon, because life does not end here. After the 1994 FIFA World Cup, Escobar decided to return to Colombia instead of visiting relatives in Las Vegas. Escobar was warned by his friends and family to keep a low profile for a while, but Escobar said, "I must show my face to my people." On the evening of 1st July 1994, 5 days after the elimination of Colombia from the World Cup, Escobar called his friends and they went to a bar in Medellin. Escobar was enjoying a few drinks in the El Indio bar when another group began to sling insults his way. When Escobar left, the same group followed him outside to continue their tongue lashing. And when the Colombian international confronted them for his honest mistake, two of them shot him 6 times with a .38 caliber pistol. Reports said that the killer shouted "Goal" whenever he put a bullet into Escobar. Humberto Castro Munoz, a bodyguard for members of a powerful Colombian drug cartel, was found guilty after confessing to the murder. He worked as a driver for Santiago Galon, a man who had apparently lost a lot of money due to the result of the game. In 1995, Munoz was sentenced to 43 years in prison, which was later reduced to 26 years because of his submitting to the ruling penal code in 2001. In 2005, after serving approximately 11 years of his sentence, he was released for good behavior. None of the other men were convicted. Many believe that if Pablo Escobar was still alive, then the Galon brothers would not have gone after Andres Escobar, as Pablo was a huge fan of the Colombian national team. 28 years on from the horrifying incident, Escobar's tragic death is still felt in the country today, and his passing is still marked as the matches in Colombia each year. It was a dark day in football history, and a man had to pay with his life. Escobar is gone, but his memory lives on as a reminder of how unpredictable life can be, and nothing can ever be taken for granted.